Japan and Brazil Through a Traveler's Eye is a humorous travel essay by George Mikes. It describes Japanese manners and Brazilian traffic in a simple, funny way, without insulting either culture. Entire chapter is broken down into subtopics so that it is easy to understand. Within just 15 minutes of landing in Japan, a visitor will be convinced that they are among exquisitely well-mannered people. Despite Japan's large and often overcrowded population, people deeply respect each other's privacy and show high social manners. Privacy in public. The Japanese conduct their confidential matters, such as business transactions and love quarrels, in perfect privacy. For example, they have little red telephones in crowded streets, shops, and hotel halls. People could easily listen to others' conversations, but they choose to ignore them, thereby respecting privacy. The mania for bowing. Every visitor will immediately notice the mania for bowing. Bowing is a well-mannered Japanese custom used to show mutual respect. It's a formal and more Oriental gesture. It is different from a Western handshake or cheek kiss. The visitor's dilemma. A visitor will be influenced to imitate bowing custom. However, the writer hilariously notes that, after only a few hours, a foreigner might start bowing to themselves, out of confusion. This is because they will inevitably bow too deeply to someone, not deeply enough, or bow to the wrong person at the wrong time, perhaps clasping their hands inappropriately. The hierarchy of bowing. Bowing follows a complex hierarchy, which is known perfectly by the Japanese. The smallest differences in social position, age, rank, or standing. These differences are subtly reflected in the duration and depth of the bow. The never-ending bow. A funny situation can occur when two people bow. Neither straightens up before the other does. Both the person will be bowing too long, waiting for other person to stand straight. The writer, being an American, compares this to an early American traffic law where two cars meeting at an intersection where both are forbidden to move before the other had gone. Bowing in the family. The basic rule within a Japanese family dictates who bows to whom. The wife bows to her husband, the child to their father, the younger brother to the elder brother, and the sister to all brothers, regardless of age. The babies are also bowing. Japanese mothers cleverly carry their babies in little saddles on their backs. When the mother bows, the baby unknowingly bows as well, showing respect. There are even bowing girls at the top of escalators whose sole job is to bow deeply and differentially to everyone. The writer then shares his few experiences. The Tokaido line. The fast train line between Tokyo and Osaka is called Tokaido. Inside the train, two train conductors enter the carriage, march to the middle, and bow ceremoniously in both directions before checking tickets. The deer. In Nara, the writer met a deer. The deer approached, looked him in the eye, and delivered a proper and courteous deep bow. The writer called it a true Japanese. Until it immediately jumped at him and snatched the bag of food from his hand. The bus stop. At bus stops, people bow to each other before the bus arrives. But as soon as the bus pulls up, they are transformed and the gentlemen start elbowing and pushing to get inside. Eating soup. It is mandatory to make a fearful noise, like a slurping, which is a sign of appreciation. Not making noise would make the hostess think you are an ill-mannered lout. However, if a foreigner makes the noise, the hostess is also not appreciative. She believes that a well-mannered European wouldn't make such a sound, and thus also view them as an ill-mannered lout. On the community post, MCQ is posted every day to practice. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you. Brazil. Subtopics: time, beauty, and reckless driving. Time. In Brazil, no one cares about time. It doesn't matter if a person arrives an hour early or an hour late to their destination, reaching on time is not that much important. Beauty. The grey pavements on the streets of Copacabana are often decorated with beautiful, black mosaics, a unique form of decoration. Brazilians generally appreciate and enjoy the beauty around their surroundings. Car driving. Despite Brazil people being easygoing, once Brazilians get their hands on a steering wheel, they drive their vehicles so fast that a visitor would be inclined to believe that gaining a tenth of a second is a matter of grave importance to everyone, all the time. The war on the road. The situation is costly cars yet crowded roads. Even though motor cars are costly and many people cannot afford them, the number of cars on Brazilian roads has increased dramatically. Pedestrian as prey. Crossing the road has become extremely difficult. Drivers deliberately accelerate when they see a pedestrian, setting them as an aim, and laugh as the pedestrians have to jump, leap, and run for their life. The drivers and pedestrians are like hunter and prey, yet they smile amicably at each other afterward, as if to say, "I win today, you will win tomorrow, fair enough." Driver versus driver. The competition between drivers is described as murderous, but good-tempered. The drivers overtake in all directions and blow their horns. However, they smile at you at the same time. There is no anger, hostility, or mad hooting. The crossing joke. Crossing a major road like Avenida President Vargas is so difficult that the writer jokes that if you see a friend on the other side and shout, asking how he crossed, he might be surprised and reply that he did not cross the road, but was simply born on that side.